Coming up next on Arizona Horizon, the president signs a new order on immigration. This after his original order was ruled unconstitutional. Also tonight, hear from renowned brain disorder specialist Dr. Daniel Amen. And we'll discuss classic theater with the Southwest Shakespeare Company. Those stories next on Arizona Horizon.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you.
Good evening and welcome to Arizona Horizon. I'm Ted Simons. President Trump today released another executive order on immigration. This after federal judges struck down the president's original immigration travel ban. Here now to talk about how this new action differs from the original order is Paul Kinzinger, an emeritus professor of business intelligence at the Thunderbird School of Global Management. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
You bet, Ted. Thank you.
How does this differ from the original order?
Well, I think in a couple important ways. I think it's, first of all, designed to be more palatable to the legal system and to resist heavy challenges, although I suspect there'll still be challenges on a number of fronts. I think it's also designed to be more palatable diplomatically, particularly by taking Iraq off the list, which is a huge symbolic statement that shows that the Trump administration starts to understand that, hey, there's a lot of Iraqis who fought on our side during the war and continue to fight on our side during the battle against ISIS as interpreters, as scouts, guides, so on and so forth. These people are very important, and many of them have been promised in one form or another the opportunity to come to the United States if things fall apart in their country.
So the 90-day ban for those from 6 countries now, Iraq used to be number 7, but now it's the 90-day ban continues. The 120-day ban for all refugees, that continues as well, correct?
Yeah, I haven't read all the fine print. It seems like these things are still in place. I suspect they'll both be challenged in the ensuing days here.
It goes into effect in 10 days. The original ban was right now, and we saw what kind of mayhem that ensued there at airports. This is 10 days now. I get that, so people can prepare. But, I mean, the president himself said that he wanted it immediate to keep the bad guys from planning to come in. Yeah, 10 days now for bad guys to plan to come in.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think the original order was designed to be very dramatic, very triumphalist, obviously ran into a number of hurdles. This one starts to look a little more like any administration would come up with and has a lot of these kind of baked-in hurdles that are going to take a while to play out, no question. So we'll see.
And current visa holders are no longer affected. I guess if you don't have a visa, then and you're part of those countries, you can't get in here. But if you do have a visa, you can. If you didn't have a visa, you couldn't get in anyway, could you?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't think if you're a foreign-grown terrorist and you're applying for a visa now, you had a good chance of this anyhow. If you're on somebody's watch list, you're not going to get in.
Syrian refugees, it was an indefinite ban on the original. Now it's a temporary ban. Political move there more than anything?
I think so. Once again, I mean, Syria has come apart in the last 6 years. There's all kinds of refugees. And frankly, many in the last couple of years have been from the Syrian middle and upper classes, people who are professionals just trying to get out of harm's way, been emigrating to Europe. There's a lot of talent here. There's a lot of skills. These are not, people who are in Syrian gangs and so on and so forth. So I think there's been a recognition among the different agencies and ultimately through the administration that this is a very complex picture. It's highly pixelated, and you've got to go through this a little more carefully before you start making random or absolute condemnations on things.
And also the refugees of minority religions are no longer favored, and there's no more, you have to support the Constitution and other beliefs, that those are all out of there as well, because they're just not going to pass legal muster.
Right. I think there's still going to be an issue around the sense that this is still a, quote, Muslim ban. Mm-hmm. It is, these countries are all primarily Muslim, and for the most part, none of these countries has anybody to really stand up for them. Half of them have virtually no governments in place. So there's really going to be no pushback except for what popular support there is in this country for the more Statue of Liberty version of what America stands for, and then the human rights group around the world. But in other countries, Iran, they're going to be on this list. They're going to be on anybody's list because they're our favorite, bear to poke in the area. Libya and and the Yemen, have almost no government to speak of. So Syria, so these are places where there's just not enough control on the other end to know who's watching visas. And then Somalia and Sudan, it's just, these are really sad situations. There's just no control on them.
Got about a minute left. The business community, response to the original ban, response, you think, right now? What are you hearing?
Well, I think this gets to the H-1B issue more than anything, and of course the students down the road. For the tech community in particular, H-1Bs are extremely important to bring in, STEM specialists from other countries can fill these jobs in the tech world. We'll see how this bakes out in the ensuing days, what's going to happen with regard to these H-1B visas. But, eventually business is going to have to say, well, where are we going to get the people to fill these jobs? And if we don't have Americans to do this, which is the original problem, why Indians and Chinese and others have been coming into these positions, then what's supposed to happen? Are these jobs supposed to just curl up and go away? Do we offshore them? How do you make these companies work at that point?
All right, well, I guess we'll find out. Good to have you here. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
And coming up next on Arizona Horizon, meet Dr. Daniel Amen, who specializes in brain imaging to diagnose psychiatric disorders.
Hi, I'm Paula Kirker, president of PBS, and I'd like to personally thank you if you've made a contribution to Arizona PBS. When you fund your favorite shows on this station, you're ensuring great television continues to be available for yourself, your family, and everyone in your community. One of the easiest ways to do that is by making a monthly contribution on an ongoing basis, what we call sustaining membership. When you call, tell us how much you'd like to donate each month. Our current sustainers tell us that $10, $15, or $20 a month is best for them, but you decide what works for you. After you've made that call, we will deduct that amount each month from your credit card or your bank account, and we will continue until you tell us otherwise. Your membership will always remain current, and renewal notices will become a thing of the past. Best of all, your ongoing support means that the best television on television will continue to come your way every single day of the year. So please, consider a sustaining contribution today. Thank you for your support of this PBS station.
Dr. Daniel Amen is a psychiatrist and brain disorder specialist who uses brain imaging to diagnose psychiatric disorders. Dr. Amen is also a best-selling author and will be featured tonight on Arizona PBS at 7 o'clock with Brain Fit, 50 Ways to Grow Your Brain. We welcome Dr. Amen to Arizona Horizon. Good to have you here.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing this thing tonight at 7 o'clock. Brain 50 Way Grow Your Brain. What does that mean?
So when I was in medical school, they taught us that you were born with all the brain cells that you'd ever have, and if you lost them, that was it. But about 20 years ago, they discovered that was wrong. That throughout your life, your brain is either growing or shrinking, depending on your habits. And so in the show, I'm going to talk about the top 50 ways to really grow and enhance your brain.
And we're talking energy, focus, memory. You say all of those things can be ignited at any age?
At any age. In fact, the older you are, the more serious you need to be. Because there's this thing, so we do brain imaging at Amen Clinics. I have 6 clinics around the United States, and we have this database of 125,000 scans. And now that I turned 62, it is so clear to me that as you age, your brain gets less and less active. But it doesn't have to. And that's the exciting thing. So I know what an 85-year-old brain looks like, and it's awful. But not all 85-year-olds are like that. And so what's the difference between someone who keeps their brain healthy long-term and those people where aging is not good?
What happens when genetics get in the way, Alzheimer's, these sorts of things? I mean, it's like Jim Fixx, the runner. I mean, he ran until he fell over dead running. I mean, talk to us about that. Genetics have to be a factor.
They are, but it's about 20 to 30% of your risk is your genes. Most of it is our lifestyle. And with 2/3 of us overweight, nearly 40% obese, it's the biggest brain drain in the history of our country. I published 2 studies that showed as your weight goes up, the size and function of your brain goes down. And now, according to a new study from JAMA, 50% of Americans are either diabetic or pre-diabetic, which shrinks your brain. Another 30% have hypertension, which shrinks your brain. So if we know the risk factors, we know how to attack illness and aging. And that's the exciting news. If you get serious and you have a plan, you can make your brain better. And that's what we see in the work we do at Amen Clinics.
I know that you have a cookbook out too. So the Brain Warrior cookbook, I think is what it is. I mean, I think, personally, I think what you eat makes a really big difference. And I know this because when I was younger, I ate horribly. And I didn't feel all that great. The older I got, the better I ate, the better I felt. How much is food, water, drink, how big a factor is that?
So food is medicine or it's poison. And in the show and in our two new books, The Brain Warrior's Way and The Brain Warrior's Way cookbook, we talk about it's a war. Everywhere you go, someone is trying to shove bad food down your throat that will kill you early. I think the real weapons of mass destruction, I mean, ISIS has nothing on our fast food industry, but it's highly processed, pesticide sprayed, high glycemic, that means how quickly it turns to sugar, low fiber, food-like substances stored in plasticized containers. That's what's damaging our health, and we can do something about it. But the Brain Warrior idea is you have to be armed, prepared, and aware. You have to be serious about your brain because there are too many forces against us.
Do you know, I mean, dark chocolate, red wine, I keep hearing those are good for you. I hope they are. It sounds great.
So dark chocolate, but make it sugar-free.
Yes.
Because the sugar is not good for you.
Right.
And red wine is a ruse. So I published studies, and people who drink every day have smaller brains. And when it comes to your brain, size matters. And you don't want a smaller brain. And if you drink red wine while you're eating a steak, your body is absorbing too much iron, and high iron levels in your body are associated with oxidative stress. Think of it as rust. So I'm not a fan of the whole I need to drink 2 glasses of red wine a day. And plus, you know, the more you drink, the worse your decisions become. Yeah. And it's excess calories that you don't need.
What about 1 glass?
Well, I think 1 glass 2 or 3 times a week is fine. But 2 glasses a day, or even 1 glass a day, according to a study from Johns Hopkins, are associated with a smaller brain. And I want people to have brain envy. I want them to fall in love with their brain and do things to take care of it.
And we've mentioned brain imaging a lot here, but we haven't really explained what brain imaging is. Is it like an MRI? What is it?
So we do a study at Amen Clinics called SPECT, S-P-E-C-T, and SPECT looks at blood flow and activity, looks at how your brain works. So it's different than a CAT scan or an MRI. Those are anatomy studies that show what the brain actually physically looks like. SPECT looks at function. And it's a lead measure of problems as opposed to a lagging measure of problems. If the anatomy's gone, you're not getting it back. But if it's low in blood flow, you can make it better. We did the world's first study on active and retired NFL players at a time when the NFL wasn't telling the truth, and we saw high levels of damage. But the exciting news, talk about it in the show, is 80% of our players show improvement in as little as a couple of months doing the things I'm going to talk about tonight.
All right, we got about 30 seconds left here. The things you're going to talk about tonight, are these things we can do? Are we going to go through life all being grumpy Gusses because we got to follow this plan? We have no joy, no feeling that we can't do this, but we can't do that because doctor says we can't do it.
Well, when you love yourself, you do the right things because that's what love is about. You don't act like a 4-year-old, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Plus, who has a better brain, right? I mean, who has more joy? The person with a great brain or the person with a damaged brain? And I always argue, you get more what you want in life, more love, more money, more meaning and purpose if your brain works right.
So stop being a 4-year-old, in other words. Doctor, we'll watch the show tonight, 7 o'clock again here on Arizona PBS. Good to have you here. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Southwest Shakespeare Company is dedicated to educating the public about classical theater.
Sardis, on our former ensign, 2 mighty eagles fell, and there they perched, gorging and feeding from our soldiers' hands, who to Philippi here consorted us. This morning are they fled away and gone, and in their steads do ravens, crows, and kites fly o'er our heads, and downward look on us as we were sickly prey.
And here now with more on the Southwest Shakespeare Company is Mary Way, president of the company's board of directors, and Patrick Walsh, the company's senior associate artistic director. Good to have you both joining us.
Thank you.
Mary Way or Mary Peters?
Mary Way.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Southwest Shakespeare Company. As a Shakespeare company, what exactly is your mission, is your goal, besides putting on some pretty good theater?
Well, it's the same goal that PBS has. It's basically to educate and entertain all in one dynamic, exciting package. And maybe now that I've been inspired by Dr. Amen, grow your brain.
Oh, your brain. Yes, and don't act like a 4-year-old, I think was what he was trying to tell me. Creating cultural awareness of classics. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about bringing language to culture and bringing classical theater or theater of language to our audiences.
Why should the arts have an active, everyday role?
I think it really brings to us an opportunity to discuss in a way that maybe isn't done in other places, ideas about life and about why we exist.
Okay. But as far as Shakespeare is concerned, you guys put on kind of a different forms of Shakespeare, right? You get kind of adventurous, don't you?
Absolutely.
I get a little adventurous every once in a while. The play we have going right now is not at all Shakespeare, but it paints the perfect picture and answers the question you just asked. And that is that this is a play about a scientist in the 1950s who discovered that DNA had a double helix twist. It happens that she was also a huge Shakespeare fan. And we think, along the lines of growing your brain, that putting the A in the STEM, the science, engineering, technology, and math,
Yes.
you put the A in there, it actually enhances the experience.
We've heard STEAM used before. Is that why you have decided to show up with a microscope? Is this part of what's going on?
It is. It helps us to define Rosalind Franklin's work, as she was one of the premier scientists in the 50s whose work went untold until recently. And it's a nice collision of time and space for us now that we've got a great spotlight on women in the STEM careers, and we thought this would be a great time to bring this story to light of her work and how it went untold for many years.
This is the month of women's history, March, so
Yes.
we're celebrating.
Yes, and there's the microscope, and I guess we're going to celebrate by way of classic theater. The idea that a culturally aware, I got this from your website, a culturally aware community is a caring and humane community. Talk to us about that.
Well, I think that's true. We don't get to have universal experience. I don't know what it's like to be you, and you don't know what it's like to be me. But when you go to the theater, you do get to have an illustration of what you step for an hour or 2 or 3 into someone else's world, and you get to experience the world through their eyes.
And when you go to schools and you show the theater to kids, what's the message there?
Well, there's an opportunity for them to see language in action and metaphor in action, and actors telling stories, universal stories. And I think that's why Shakespeare his work has resoundingly been popular for as long as it has, because it continues to tell story. But in this particular play, Photograph 51 by Anna Ziegler, we are telling a current story that resonates across time and space.
And it has that classic theater feel to it, correct?
It does. She quotes Shakespeare. Actually, all the scientists quote
Yes.
Shakespeare. It was a part of their classical education.
So now, is this play running now? When can we, what are the dates?
Yeah, we've got 1 weekend left of this play before we move into Pride and Prejudice. So Thursday, Friday, matinee on Saturday, and Saturday evening we close.
Wow.
And we have a special treat
Yes?
for PBS viewers.
Yes.
Because we think we share so much in common and education is our goal, we asked the boss, and we've got a deep discount for all of your viewers. If they go to Southwest Shakespeare, which is swshakespeare.org,
I see it there, yes.
and they use the code PBS,
Yes.
they will get greater than a 50% discount on the tickets. This show, our next show, and the final show of the season.
All right. Get on those computers. Thank you both for joining us, and congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That's it for now. I'm Ted Simons. Thank you for joining us. You have a great evening.
Arizona Horizon is made possible by contributions from the Friends of Arizona PBS, members of your PBS station. Thank you.
And thank you for tuning in to Arizona Horizon here on Arizona PBS. I'm Alice Ferris. You know, when you watch programs like Arizona Horizon, you know you're going to get an in-depth civil discussion about issues that are important to everyone throughout the state of Arizona and important in your local community. So if you want to make sure that programs just like this continue to be available here only on Arizona PBS, please go to the phone and make your investment in this program. Because now more than ever, we are reliant on viewer support to make programs like this possible. So give us a call at 480-965-8800 or toll free 888-443-2929. Or of course, you can go online to make your gift securely at azpbs.org/gift. When you make that investment in Arizona PBS, you make sure that we continue to have the resources available to bring these incredible discussions straight to you. So please go to the phone and make your investment right now.
Hi, I'm Mary Mazur, the new General Manager of Arizona PBS. While I'm new to both the state and the station, I'm not new to public television, and I am really excited to be joining such a dynamic organization. Since it began broadcasting in 1961, Arizona PBS has never wavered on its commitment to delivering high-quality, non-commercial television to this community. We value the trust you've bestowed upon us to be the caretakers of this public institution. We specialize in the education of children and provide programming that stimulates lifelong learning through the celebration of arts and culture and in-depth news and public affairs. We cannot do this without help from you. Your financial support makes all of our achievements possible. Please consider making a donation in any amount that will help us to continue to fulfill our mission of serving you and our community. I appreciate all the support we have received through the years, and I look forward to meeting as many of you as possible at upcoming Arizona PBS events. Thank you.
You know when you tune in to Arizona Horizon that you're going to hear Ted Simons have an incredible discussion with people who are actually involved in the issues that face us. These are not some pundits that necessarily are going to sit there and spout off their opinions. These are people who are knowledgeable about the causes and knowledgeable about the information that they're providing. So if you want to make sure that this type of discussion, this type of civil discourse continues to be available on Arizona PBS, it's important that you give us a call now and invest in this type of program. Now, when you give us a call at one of those numbers on your screen, I hope you'll consider becoming a sustaining member of Arizona PBS. Because the great thing about being a sustaining member is that you get to set the amount that works for your budget.